Photography is a drug. It can be your savior, a north star in times of trouble. I mean it. When you lift the camera to your eye and view the world through the viewfinder, native troubles are sidelined and creating the image takes center stage. Recently, my wife Barbara and I had to drop everything and take care of her aging mother-in-law in Milan, Italy. While we braced for the worst, the little lady has recovered and we are back in New York City now. This family calamity had moments of full attention and lots of downtime. Using the downtime to mitigate the situation would lend peace and purpose to this dark part of our lives. So I did what every self-respecting photographer artist would do and make a creative plan. That is really art therapy. Taking stock of what I had and where I would be, I vowed to push myself to its completion. First order of business is setting parameters. Before leaving, I took stock in front of my antique break front that houses my camera collection. The task ahead would be a heavy one, and I wanted to reach deep down and choose a camera that is challenging, requiring focus, and inspirational. Recently, I swapped out straps on my gorgeous Nikon SP, the rare 2005 reissue, and I was keen to bring it into the field. It had been over a year since I had ran a roll through the camera, and it's always a pleasure to shoot. The camera feels just really good in your hands. Now, what optics to bring? So for lenses, I chose a 35mm 1.8 and a 25mm f4. Check. I also have a new iPhone 16 Pro Max I just upgraded from my iPhone 13, so that would be my mobile sketchbook. Check. Because I'm a serious photographer and I've been so successful with my current camera setup that I did pack the Nikon Z7 and the super versatile and high performance 24 to 120 f4. Along with two laptops, I stuffed it all into a Temba backpack, and along with Eisenhower, my faithful Chihuahua, I jetted off to Italy. We're staying in the Bovisa neighborhood of Milan, and there's an old school film lab around the corner from the flat, Speed Photo, that maintains a nice selection of used analog cameras they display in the window and a great selection of really different films. After sorting out important health obligations, I eagerly headed over to peruse what vintage cameras Speed Photo had, and most importantly, buy a few rolls of film to shoot. I picked something really weird, Lomography's Lomochrome. The film came in a 3-pack. Each roll had its own color funk, turquoise, metropolis, and purple. The process is C41, but after shooting with them, I surmise that they are slide film positives that are maximized for the C41 process, then making them negatives. The formula and process makes odd color shifts in different spectrums. The results are weird, as you can see from the work. Also note, this is basically what the 90s fad of cross-processing was. Now, I resolved to finish these rolls in the 12 days before flights. I felt the first roll was getting into form, getting used to the camera, which requires a lot of work for urban street photography. The camera is so fully manual exposure and focus. Due to its compact size, changing aperture is difficult, and the viewfinder for these old aging eyes is definitely challenging. I brought a shoe mount meter, but the on switch stayed on during the flight and the battery button was dead. I resolved to go meterless and use my years of intuition to guess the exposure. A few days in, I wanted to see how accurate I was and downloaded the Lux app on the iPhone. 9 times out of 10, I nailed the exposure. The above parameters make for very exciting photography distractions. I got to make some work, challenge my skills, and focus on photography in a total way. I have newfound appreciation for how good the modern Nikon Z cameras are. The Nikon S rangefinder system is 1950s tech. The Z9 and ZF are basically post-COVID tech, 2022. A whooping 70 years of photography progress. It shows in every aspect, but I have a saying, you have to know where you came from to know where you're going. This mini project fulfilled me in a profound way. I'm also happy to report that Mom has recovered and is doing well. She has a bionic enhancement, a pacemaker, but her body now is 1930s, so she's sort of like a Nikon SP and a Nikon Z9 combined. Whenever I go to Milan, I always make sure I stop at Cimitero Monumentale, this amazing cemetery located in the metropolis. Zipping around Milan, you always do it on a scooter. We do photo workshops in Milan. You can join us. Learn more by going to suspectphotography.education.com. Thanks. I hope this video inspires you and you can find peace through photography. Thank you.